Beyonce couldn't get pregnant, not naturally. What I do know is this. Beyonce got on that stage with that fake baby bump. It was lined up with the same timing of where Cathy White would have been in her second trimester. The timeline of when she delivered Blue Ivy lines up almost perfect with the timeline of when Cathy White would have delivered. We all know that Blue Ivy came from a surrogate. They shut that hospital down like a president had just been. And parents who had just had children themselves weren't even allowed to see their own kids for 24 hours because of the security that was locking that whole thing down.
$1.3 million is alleged that Beyonce and Jay-Z, the Carters, paid this hospital to have the right.
There's a wild rumor going around that Blue Ivy isn't actually Beyonce's biological daughter. The story claims that the baby was originally carried by a woman named Cathy White, who was having an affair with Jay-Z. According to the rumor, Cathy was pregnant with Jay-Z's baby when she suddenly died. People who believe this story, like the singer Jaguar Wright, say that Beyonce was involved in Cathy's death and that they took the baby from her right before she died. They think that at the same time, Beyonce was just pretending to be pregnant herself. Then, as soon as they had the baby, Beyonce announced that she had given birth to Blue Ivy. This whole old rumor got brought up again recently because of a few things. First, the comedian Katt supposedly talked about it and agreed with what Jaguar Wright said. People are looking at Beyonce's new song called Daughter on her Cowboy Carter album. Some listeners think the lyrics in Daughter are a secret confession. Lines about blood on a dress and being colder than Titanic water sound to them like she's admitting to a violent act. They believe the title Daughter is a direct reference to Blue Ivy, who they think is the daughter that Cathy was carrying when she died. Back when this all supposedly happened, the official story was that Cathy White died from a brain aneurysm. But people who believe the rumor say the timeline is too suspicious to be a coincidence. Beyonce first showed her baby bump at the MTV VMAs in August 2011. She was supposed to give birth in January 2012. Cathy White was also reportedly pregnant at that same time. Then, just a few days before Beyonce's due date, Cathy was found dead. Right after that, Beyonce announced that Blue Ivy had been born. This is why some people are convinced Beyonce was never pregnant. They think she and Jay-Z used Cathy as a surrogate to carry their baby. In surrogacy, the baby is made from the egg and sperm of the parents, so the child would still look like Beyonce and Jay-Z even if Beyonce never carried her. They even point to an old video where Beyonce's baby bump looks weird as proof that she was faking her pregnancy.
What must have been a fake baby bump visually collapsed as she sat down. I admit, that did look weird, but maybe it was a weird camera angle, or maybe she wears extra padding to keep her due date a secret. And yes, maybe Beyonce isn't actually pregnant.
How many pregnant women do you know whose bellies cave in like that when they sit?
The rumor goes even further, claiming that Beyonce had Cathy killed after the baby was born. The story says she did this for two reasons. First, she was afraid Cathy would start seeing Jay-Z again, and second, a dead Cathy could never come forward to tell the truth about Blue Ivy's birth. People who believe this also point to another strange detail. They say Beyonce and Jay-Z paid the hospital over $1 million to shut down the entire floor where Blue was supposedly born. To most people, that seems like a ridiculously extreme thing to do. They think it only makes sense if the couple was trying to hide a big secret from the public. Finally, they point to the lyrics of another one of Beyonce's songs called Anger. In the song, she says some very intense and creepy things. She sings about an hair of her husband's dead lover if it meant she could keep him forever. Listeners who believe the rumor think this is another dark clue about what really happened to Cathy White.
If it's what you truly want, I can wear her skin over mine, her hair over mine, her hands as gloves, her teeth as confetti, her scalp a cap, her sternum my bedazzled cane. We can pose for a photograph, all three of us, immortalized. You and your perfect girl.
A since-deleted article from a website called Hollywood Street King added more to the rumor. The writer claimed he spoke to a police officer who was investigating Cathy's death. According to that article, the officer said Cathy's death was not from a brain aneurysm like everyone was told. Instead, the cause of death was uncertain and considered suspicious. An ambulance had taken a sick Cathy from an apartment to the hospital, where she died. The article also said that about 2 weeks before she died, a major tabloid had contacted Cathy because they were looking into her connection to Jay-Z. Cathy apparently didn't tell them much, but she then called Jay-Z and said she would go public with their affair if he paid her. This all happened just over 48 hours after the public found out Beyonce was pregnant. Then, shortly after that, Cathy died under these mysterious circumstances.
And the Carters are responsible. But one of them is just a little more responsible than the other. Question is, did Sean Carter delete his mistress, his pregnant mistress, because his wife was jealous? Or could it be possible that maybe his wife's temper is just a little worse than most people think? And maybe he just had to clean it up to protect the brand, see? I mean, I'm just speculating.
The story gets even more detailed. The singer Jaguar Wright did another interview where she shared more about what she claims happened. This time, she went into greater detail, saying that Beyonce faked her entire pregnancy. She then accused Beyonce of taking the baby from Cathy's womb before having her killed. According to Jaguar, this means that Blue Ivy is not Beyonce's biological daughter, but is actually the baby that Cathy White was carrying when she died.
Think about Claudia Jordan right now. Claudia Jordan don't ever mention my mother name. She mentioned it yesterday. Talking about why people are afraid to come forward. You mean like you? You was Diddy girl. Corey was Jay-Z girl. Why don't you claim your friend? Claudia.
So Jack, when you say...
When I say Corey, I'm talking about Cathy White.
Oh yeah, that's what I was about to ask.
Jay-Z's pregnant mistress, who died of an imaginary fucking aneurysm. Just like the woman who was best friends with Kim and Kimura, who wrote the book Bling and died as soon as it made the bestsellers list. Who the fuck was these people supposed to go to? You can't go to the boss because the boss is fucking you. And the boss's boss don't get no... Can't go to the authorities. They're all bought and paid for. You could try to get a special prosecutor, but they'll just pay somebody to reassign him to another case. Where the fuck you go when you get over by the industry? Nowhere. That's where you go, nowhere. Which is where people like me step in. You right? I go to Diddy parties. So walk mother out, cause ain't nobody stopping me when I come. You Sean.
Hey man.
Weirdo. I don't get no what you got in your head, that neural link. You'll never outthink me. Ever. All I do is frustrate your AI. You can't quantify me. You can't even control your wife. You gonna handle a bitch like me. You can't even control that goofy bitch. You should have did a better job. Maybe she wouldn't have had to lose her mind on Cathy. Because you ain't protecting you. You're protecting her. Wonder why?
Adding to the rumors, a well-known journalist named Liz Crokin also accused Jay-Z of being involved in Cathy's death. She revealed that she was supposed to have an exclusive interview with Cathy about her affair with Jay-Z just a few days before Cathy died. Liz posted angrily online, saying, "I know what you did," and suggested that Jay-Z would eventually be exposed for his actions, just like Diddy. She believes that when Kanye West has said that Jay-Z has skeletons in his closet, this is what he was talking about. As for Katt Williams, the rumor is that he hasn't spoken publicly about this because he doesn't want to be sued by Beyonce and Jay-Z, which is what they allegedly tried to do to Jaguar Wright. However, people say that he still believes privately that Blue Ivy is not Beyonce's biological child. Many people online agree with these claims. They point back to Beyonce's pregnancy, arguing that the size of her baby bump at the MTV VMAs didn't match how far along she supposedly was. Others remember the old rumors and the viral video of her deflating baby bump. The video ends by asking viewers what they think. Do they believe Katt Williams? Do they think Blue Ivy is a surrogate baby?